Wanting to start an online business this year? Over the last 12 years, I've built 3 of my own profitable businesses, one of which, the current one, Heart Behind Hustle, having generated almost $2 million in revenue over the last few years. Why does this matter to you? Well, I recently decided to start a brand new project, a passion project, where I'm basically creating a brand new online business. And I want to take you behind the scenes to show you exactly how I brand, build, and grow that online business so that you can start your online business this year too. That sounds good to you? Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because I'm doing a brand new thing. Check this out. Yes, I am doing a brand new Tuesdays series. So every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, you can expect to see a brand new video in here in my channel where I'm gonna share with you all the behind the scenes of my business. I'm gonna focus on a specific topic each week that I'm actually doing. In the next few videos, I'm actually gonna tell you a little bit more behind the scenes of building a brand new business, a brand new online business, building a brand, all the things that I'm doing for that new business. So if you're brand new in your own business, you don't have your own business yet, this is gonna be definitely a series to pay attention to. But every so often, I'm gonna share with you what I'm doing in my thriving business, if you will, my business that is already generating multiple 6 figures a year, and the same business that has generated nearly $2 million in sales. There's a lot of things. I do a lot of launches, I create new offers, I have different situations going on with clients, and I want to share with you some things to help you grow your business, to help you manage your business better, and to help you actually feel like the CEO that you are and be able to grow it into 6 figures or more with heart and not sleeves, which is what we're all about here. So today's topic, I want to tell you all about how I'm thinking about starting an online business, a brand new online business. So hopefully the whole process is going to help you too. I want to talk to you about what are the essential components to have in place in order to build and start a new online business. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story in a bit, but I first want to make sure that we're clear around what are the essentials. Because the truth is, when you're just getting started, you don't need a fancy website, you don't need any fancy funnels, you don't need a team, you don't really need a lot of money either to start a new business. And of course, it is going to depend on the structure of your business and what exactly the business is. So I have experience building online-based, service-based, or information-based businesses. So that means people that are either selling coaching, consulting, agency services, and courses in information products, digital products, passive income, memberships, things like that. I have a little bit of experience with e-commerce, but that's from years ago, back when I used to work in an agency. I'm gonna be honest, I was very tempted to start to experiment with like different types of businesses. So I really was kind of wanting to experiment with starting a dropshipping business because I had a few clients who taught others how to do a dropshipping business and they were crushing it. So I was like, ooh, I kind of want to do that. And then I saw some people doing FBA. So I was like, ooh, interesting. That's fulfillment by Amazon. Like, ooh, interesting. What could I do here? But I know that it's very possible for us to get distracted, have lots of shiny objects everywhere. And there are a lot of different types of businesses that you can start. But I know from my experience and what I already have success with, it is starting an online information business or an online consulting type of business. Now, for me specifically, I do not have time to add in a whole other business where I'm going to do coaching, consulting, group programs, because I'm already busy with Heart Behind Hustle. And that's where I'm a business coach. I mentor other entrepreneurs, primarily coaches and service providers and course creators, to grow and scale their business. I don't have time to add in a totally random other business where I'm spending more time. So I knew intentionally I wanted to create another business that would be more passive, where I don't necessarily have to make money from it immediately. I want it to be something that's more of a passion project, something really fun, and something that I can focus on mainly creating content for, because I just kind of want to talk about other stuff. So I knew that the overall business I want to create is a content-based business, and really, ideally, it's going to be a digital product business where I'm going to sell digital products, low cost digital products in the future. So it's going to be very volume based from that perspective. But I typically recommend, for my clients, I typically recommend starting a service-based business, because if you really want to make money quickly and you have the time available, making money very quickly is very possible when you sell services. Consulting, done for you services, done with you services, potentially coaching as well. It is the easiest thing to sell, is the easiest thing to get results for, and therefore it's easier to charge high ticket. When I say high ticket, I mean anywhere from a few $100 a month to a few $1,000 a month, up to even $10,000 a month. And you don't need a large amount of people that you're selling to. You just need 1 or 2 clients to make an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month. So that's what I usually recommend for people. But of course, like I said, I don't have the time. I already have a business that's doing well, and I need to do, or I don't need to, I want to create something else that's kind of a passion project that's a digital product-based business. So that's my context. So what do you need to have in place in order to start an online business? There are 4 things that you need to keep in mind. We have vision, brand strategy, monetization strategy, and lead generation or audience building strategy. Pretty simple, but pretty complex at the same time. So I'm not going to get into all of those in this video. I will talk about them a little bit so you understand what you need. But a lot of people think that you need to create a business plan, you need to create all these different elements. And honestly, I think it's an overkill. I don't think you need that many elements unless you're looking to get funding, go to a bank for a loan or whatever. I've never created a business plan that's a legitimate, however many pages business plan. I never had to do that because my business is self-funded. So I don't know. I'm going to focus on the things that you need and write them down. That's what you need to focus on to have clarity on what is the business going to be? What does it look like? And then you can just go forth and make it happen. But before we get into those 4, a question you might be having is, what kind of business should I be starting? What is the best idea from all the ideas that I have? Because I know you're a very creative person. You're probably like, oh, I could talk about this and that and this and that. And I understand. I'm also multi-passionate. Even when I was identifying what I want to start talking about again in a separate brand, I also had a lot of ideas because I like to talk about a lot of things. But to help you identify what your best focus could potentially be, there's a few questions that you can ask. First, ask yourself, what are you actually good at? What are some of the skills that you have? What are you talented at? What do you have experience in? Second, what do people actually care about and will be willing to pay for? This is really important. If people don't care about the thing you're good at, you're not going to be able to sell it. If people don't want to pay for a service or for the product that you want to create, again, you're not going to be able to make money. And third, which of these do you actually like? So it doesn't make sense for you to pick a topic or a focus or a skill that people really want and you are good at, but you freaking hate doing it. It's not going to be sustainable. You're not going to enjoy it. So you're not going to probably run that business for a very long time. I think being able to enjoy the process, especially if it's you doing the business, you're probably going to be doing the service or creating the products. Well, you have to enjoy the process. And a quick bonus that you can consider is, where is the gap in the market, right? Is there anything out there that most people are doing a certain way, but you have a different way to bring that in? For example, my new brand is going to be all about financial, not in the finance type of way, but it's going to be like financial empowerment, where I'm going to help women and men to become friends with their money and really see money as more fun and exciting and engaging, how to attract money, how to manage their money. And I'm not going to get into stuff like debt or anything like that, because I don't have experience with those things in particular, but I have a lot of experience with different ways to make money. I'm a hungry individual. I love to find different ways of making money and experiment with a lot of ways of making money. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about manifesting money, attracting money, how do I manage a budget, things that I'm entertained by and not boring things that are super serious. It's going to be very fun. And also, I'll talk a little bit about investing. I've been getting into investing over the last 2 years. And also, the gap is that most people on YouTube, for example, that talk about finance, investing, things like that, are men. So I'm going to start talking about these things, and I'm a woman. That is kind of filling a gap. I mean, I know there's many other women that do this too, but from my background as an entrepreneur and from my background as someone that has done many different things to make money, I want to share my experience, and I want to share just from a regular old person perspective that isn't necessarily a finance guru. What do I do as a real person? So that's going to be the gap that I'm going to be filling in that space. So now ideally you would have something to write with, something to write on, because you need to get a little bit of clarity around what your business is going to look like. With the first thing being, what is your business vision? And you don't necessarily have to know what your business is going to look like in 5-10 years. Honestly, that's probably going to change as you actually start doing the business anyways. So let's just focus on the things we can actually identify right now. So ask yourself, why are you starting this business? What is your why? What is it about this business that actually makes you want to get up every day and do this thing? And lastly, how would you like your business ideally to operate, right? What is the structure you ideally would like to have? Do you want to have an agency model where you eventually have an office and employees? Or do you want to have a laptop lifestyle where you're just working with clients and then you're kind of doing it from anywhere? Or do you want to have more of a passive income type of business where you're maybe creating videos? Maybe it is YouTube based, content based. You're showing up and being an influencer on Instagram, or you're creating videos to educate on YouTube, or maybe you want it to be based on referrals or something like that. How would you like your business to operate? What do you really envision working for you, and you enjoying it? I used to have a vision of having an online agency where I would have a team, a huge team, an office. And that's because that's all I knew back when I used to work in an agency model. Then I was like, no, I don't really want that. And I actually don't want a very big team either. Even in my Heart Behind Hustle business, I have a very, very small team, a small but mighty team. And for me, the most important thing is freedom. I would rather make a good living and have freedom to be able to take a week off if I want to and still serve my clients and still have the intimacy that I have with my clients and the connection I have with my clients, than to make more money but feel like I'm burning out and feel overwhelmed in the process. I'm sure no one's really thinking about, I would love to be overwhelmed and I would love to burn out in my business. No one really thinks about that, but you have to get clear about how much time are you willing to dedicate to your business? Do you want to be full-time in your business, or do you want to be part-time? With this new business, I want to grow it by working about 5-ish hours a week. I don't want to spend more time on that business, which is why it doesn't make sense for me to try to get clients or sell group programs or anything else. That's typically what I recommend for most of my clients. It's going to be based on digital products, maybe a membership in the future. So the next thing is the brand strategy. What is going to be the brand strategy? And I'm going to make a whole separate video on this, so definitely stick around and look for that. But your brand strategy, really what it means is like, what is the energy of your brand? What is the personality of your brand? What is the name of it, right? And then we can, of course, get into the visual aspects of like your colors, your logo, the different elements, the color psychology, and the brand elements and things like that. But you will have to identify what exactly do you stand for? What can you always potentially say? What are some key catchphrases you can use and things like that? So again, we're going to talk about that more in a separate video. So now a biggie, what is the monetization strategy? How is your business going to make money? And look, you might not necessarily need to make money right away, which is going to be the case with my brand. I don't think my business, the new brand is going to make money for probably a year. And I'm okay with that. Now, what you would want to be doing in the beginning, if you want to make money quickly, is going to be very different than if you want to build up a brand, build up an audience and create some content to make it more of a content-based business that eventually you monetize. That is a very different model than from a service-based model where you just focus on getting clients. And the amazing things, and this is what I teach in my Launchpad, you can start a business and literally within a week you can get clients. It's that simple when you have a service-based business. Coaching, consulting, services where you do something for somebody, you can get clients very, very quickly. But again, that's not what I'm doing in my business and this one, the new one that I'm creating. So it doesn't make sense for me to go and create a monetization strategy that I'm going to execute on right away. The goal for me is actually going to be building my audience and creating content and just providing value. That's really why I'm doing it. And about a year in, or maybe 6 months in, depending on how the growth happens, I'm going to start creating the digital products priced between $17 to maybe $97. And maybe a year or 2 years in, I'm going to create a recurring membership site, probably for, I don't know how much yet, we're gonna have to see, but it's also gonna be a lower ticket, less than $100 a month. That's what I'm thinking. So obviously, since the price points are going to be much, much lower, it's going to be reliant on volume, right? Price is lower, more volume. Price is higher, less volume. So That's going to be what I'm going to do with that business, just a little bit different from what I do with Heart Behind Hustle. However, this is why I'm going to focus on building up a brand, building up an audience, really creating a lot of goodwill, creating a lot of value for people. And then when I feel like, okay, I'm ready now, I feel like I know what I want to create out there, I'm going to put my first the door products out there to sell for the people that are on that email list. But it's going to be a process. I'm going to tell you all about what I do. So definitely make sure, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet and you want to know what I'm going to be doing with this new business, is it going to be a flop? Is it going to be a failure? Am I going to get bored of it? Or is it going to completely crush and make a crap ton of money somehow, even though I'm not going to start charging for a while? Who knows? You will not know unless you are subscribed to this channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe. And also don't forget to hit that thumbs up as well, because we like more people to see this so they can get their business off the ground as well. And lastly, I kind of already talked about this, but what is your audience building or lead generation strategy for the business? How are you going to get new people to know that you exist? So I already talked about what I will be doing with my new brand. I'm going to focus on YouTube. And I know YouTube takes a long ass time to work. I understand that. That's fine. It has been taking a long time for Heart Behind Hustle TV to grow. And you know what? I'm fine with it. It's cool because it's not really affecting my business because I have something else that I do for generating leads. So it's totally fine. Anything I get from YouTube is like a cherry on top. Now with this, because I know I'm not going to make money for a while, it's okay that things are going to grow slower. And I also know that in order for me to grow on YouTube, I'm going to need to consistently post and make sure I'm leveraging keywords and all that stuff. So I might make a video on that and my strategy for YouTube as well for that new channel. We'll see how it works. Maybe it'll work great, maybe not. We'll find out. But I think that's going to be really the base thing. It's going to be YouTube based. I probably won't even have a website for a while because I don't feel like creating that. I don't think it's necessarily. And in the future, maybe 6 months in, or maybe once I really start creating those digital products, I'll probably start leveraging my favorite thing, Facebook and Instagram ads. Love using Facebook and Instagram ads, so I probably will not be able to help myself. I'll probably get some leads that way as well. So very simple. The timeline is not aggressive at all, which is why it gives me that freedom. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of, I'm going to just focus on creating content and hopefully things work when you need to make money immediately. And that's not the right strategy. So you want to make sure that your lead generation strategy makes sense for what kind of clients you want to get, how are you making money, how quickly do you want to make money? Everything has to make sense. So just keep that in mind. This is something that I teach my clients, and this is something that I dive deeper into in my courses, particularly when you want to make money immediately through services. But anyway, that's a little bit behind the scenes of what I'm doing. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity and you can actually take this time to write down, answer those questions. What are you going to do? And of course, there's many different ways to build your audience. It doesn't have to be content-based like YouTube. It can be based on posting on articles on your blog for SEO. Potentially, you could be doing referral relationships, getting on podcasts, guest posting, things like that, finding joint venture partners so that they're sending you traffic. You can just be posting on Instagram or Facebook and trying to build an audience that way. So there's a lot of different ways. So you just really have to identify what feels good for you. And of course, if you don't know what's going to be best for you, this is why you should probably hire someone like me. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully I'll see you next week for another Behind the Scenes Tuesday. I'm really excited about this series and I look forward to sharing all the things to help you grow your business with less hustle and more heart. No sleeves anymore, so you can reach that 6 figures a lot easier. And I love to share behind the scenes. So if you have any ideas or anything that you would like to know about my business, definitely let me know in the comments. I am always happy to hear from you guys and I love interacting with you guys. So with all that said, I will post random videos sometimes outside of the Tuesday spot. But if anything, I'll see you again right here on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific. See you then.